Morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Thursday. No, I'm sorry. Today is Friday, May the 2nd, 2025. I hope you're safe and healthy today. I hope your family's safe and healthy. And I hope the needs of you and your family in terms of food, shelter, clothing, as well as health are being met today. Blessings upon those that work in health, along with first responders that every day are doing their best to save lives. Those also that pick up garbage, keep our places clean, and those that make deliveries for our convenience. Double blessings on the men and women out here trying to help rescue, deliver, and recover teenagers and children that are victims of child molestation and pedophilia. People that are victims also of prostitution, child prostitution, pornography, child pornography, human trafficking, and sex slavery. Double curses on the perpetrators of these things, those that profit from these things, and the perverts that create the demand for these things. Finally, blessings upon the homeless. More than 700,000 men, women, children, families, senior citizens, and military veterans homeless in the United States of America. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. There was a basketball game last night at Little Caesars Stadium in Detroit. The New York Knicks finished off the Detroit Pistons 116-113. Yeah, you could tell I'm excited. I'm excited, man. It was just, first off, I got to add another section to my disclaimer. Anybody coming on my channel telling me that Jalen Brunson isn't the best player in any series, I don't care which one it is, you're going to get got. Last night, the Knicks had 17 turnovers. 17. They was up 15 and then lost the lead. Okay? They only shot 33% from three. 48% from the field, which is not bad. But they did out-rebound Detroit. They did out-rebound them 43-36. But let me tell you something, man. Everybody talking about we lost our toughness when Juju and Devo was traded needs to shut up. Knicks went into Detroit. Listen, we won 4 games, right? 1 game at Madison Square Garden. And 3 in Detroit. With them shouting Flopper and F. Brunson. It was the sweetest moment of the season to see him shake off Ashard Thompson like a bad habit and then knock down the 3 and give the Jalen Brunson kiss sign to them fools in Detroit. It was beautiful. Yo, oh my gosh, I don't even know. They hit 80% of their free throws. That was, to me, they hit 80%. Now look at this. As far as the free throws, there was 30 for the Knicks, 33 for Detroit. That's a well-refed game. I was a little concerned when Tony Brothers and Ed Malloy were there. But them dudes are old-time veteran referees. And they know how to call a game. Now, they ain't perfect. Of course, no ref is perfect. We would be right to expect that. But 33-30 is what you want a basketball game of this magnitude with this physicality to be. Not a 9 free throw discrepancy or 15 free throw discrepancy. You notice the only games the Knicks lost was games with them big free throw discrepancies. No such thing last night. And 13 offensive rebounds, 30. Boy, that's grit, man. That's toughness and grit right there. That's Tom Thibodeau. Toughness and grit for all you Tom Thibodeau hating fools out there. That's Tom Thibodeau. See, it's amazing. People will blame Thibodeau like they did just Monday, Tuesday, whenever the last game they played, but they don't praise him when we get a win like this. They blame him, quick to blame him now. That's why I could tell a hater from somebody that claims, I'm just keeping it a buck. This is a hater. I want to hear praise for Thibs today. It was his type of toughness, the New York Knicks stamp of toughness, that won this game last night. And we got the best player on the floor. You know, I had some fool come in here talking about, well, nobody said he wasn't the best. They said Cade Cunningham was the most talented. I don't want to hear that semantic pile of crap. Brunson's the dude. That's the problem that Detroit had last night. They don't have Jalen Brunson. We do. And you never bet against Jalen Brunson. What I like, Detroit, listen, man, all power to Detroit. I ain't gonna front. JB Bickerstaff coached a hell of a series. They had a hell of a season, 44-38. They came from the bottom into the 6th seed. They're going to be a problem next year. I told you at the beginning of this season they was going to be a problem. I didn't think they'd get the 6th seed now. I thought they'd be, like maybe the 8th seed, 7th seed. That would be the natural progression. But not with Cade Cunningham. That boy is nice. That boy is tough. And they got a lot of you. Jalen Duren. They're going Asar Thompson. They're going Beasley. They're going Tobias Harris. A combination of classic veterans that don't make a lot of mistakes like Tobias Harris and Tim Hardaway Jr. with young upcoming talent like Thompson and Cunningham and Duren. Them cats tough, man. I ain't gonna front. They tough. May they enjoy their vacation. Now, the Knicks finished them off, and we got 4 days. Today, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and all of Monday until Monday night to get ready for the Boston Celtics. Now, unlike the Detroit series, I had people coming at me talking about, they was really dissing Detroit. Like the Knicks should be stamping all over this team because this is a little young, stupid team. This team was rough. And you know what? If it wasn't the Knicks they was playing, I wanted them to play Indiana because I thought they would beat Indiana. That's how I thought. I knew they was tough. Once they start getting into that 6th seed, I said, this team is rough, man. I watched their games. They on my favorites list. I'll be watching their games ever since really when they drafted Beef Stew, because I liked Beef Stew coming out of Washington. I was watching their games from then. Okay, and then when they drafted Cade Cunningham, I said, okay, this is a major piece right here. Okay, that time, if you remember, they had Sadiq Bey out of Villanova and Beef Stew, and they had the French kid that was Killian Hayes, which I wasn't very high on, and a lot of y'all in New York, I remember, was like, draft Killian Hayes, and I never thought he was all that. And some of y'all was, we need a point guard. Well, guess what, goddamn, we got a point guard right now. And so, I've been watching Detroit for a minute, and I expected them to progress. I told y'all beginning of the season I did. I didn't expect them to move this fast, and that's a function of the growth of Cade, of Asar Thompson, Duren. That's a function. And then they sprinkled in just the right amount of veterans, like I said, to get them, where they at. And they're going to be rough. They're going to be rough next year, man. They're going to be rough. And they're together. That's the thing that held the Knicks right. See, with all of the noise, the negativity from people claiming to be fans, and they're going to continue because you got some psychologically sick people out here. And they claim to be fans, including Stephen A. Stupid. And they get stupid at the wrong time. See, when your team is down, when your team's behind the 8 ball, that's when those that's supposed to be fans supposed to step up. You're not supposed to add on to the burden. Tom Thibodeau cost us the loss. That's not the time. But the Knicks, internal, starting with the Don, internal. See, that's what I'm saying. When people come out and say the Knicks, I heard the Knicks going to do this or that, don't listen to them. The Don don't let nothing come out the inner sanctum. They don't know what they talking about. They guessing. And most of their guesses are based on NBA 2K or gambling. Ain't got nothing to do with logic. And Thibodeau does the same thing. I want you to notice how this was handled. Jalen Brunson been hurt almost every game. His ankle was hurting him. Okay? They asked him before the game, how's the ankle? He said, I'm not on the injury report. I'm fine. And Thibs said, I haven't spoke to medical. That's code for ain't none of your damn business and I ain't telling you. Some of y'all ain't caught that code yet. That's how they flow. They keep everything internal. Thibs needs to get on somebody. You don't need to see him get on nobody. When they're in the locker room, that's when he breaks it out. He don't need to be letting everybody see the business. And they sew together as a team. They work as a team. They lose as a team. They win as a team. That's one of the secrets of being a long-term, sustainable winner. You keep the locker room clean of knuckleheads like Jimmy Butler. See? Jimmy Butler ruined the Miami Heat season. Miami like to keep stuff internal, but you know what? The players are letting them know it's time to restart. How do I know that? Damn, by the bio, Pat Riley the other day talking about he be blowing me off. He don't listen. Okay, this is what Pat Riley gonna do. I'm gonna tell you right now, he's gonna trade Bam Adebayo. Not because he's being mad at him, because look, I can get some assets for him and rebuild. He got some nice young talent. We got Khalil Ware, we got Jaquez. We can start from there. We got young Davion Mitchell. We could start from there. And with Miami's system, they'll build that into a champ. See? Long-term sustainable winning teams keep stuff internal. They don't leave leaking stuff. And you start leaking, acting a fool, acting a baby, like Butler did, he got to go. He got to go. Okay? That was a mistake to get him in the first place. But then my man Spo said it was a nice 5-year run. Talking about the Jimmy Butler era. It's over now. That's how they think. That's what you got to do. New York is now on that level. Okay? Now, to be really complete about it, they got to win a chip because Miami done won something. So, but I'm going to tell you, I've been saying this. Championship window is open. See? When they traded R.J. Barrett and IQ and Obi, the championship window is open because they replaced them with vets. When they went and got Cat right before the start of the season, championship window was open before that. But now it's really open. This team going to make a 3-year run right here. Not starting now. It's after this season. This season is just a warm-up. First year for them getting together. After this year, you got 3 more years of this squad right here. A little tweak here and there. You know, maybe they get somebody for a Payne or they get somebody for a Shamet. You know, that might happen. But your crew, your rotation crew, your 7 dudes, which is MitchRob with Deuce in the starting 5, that's going to be here. Okay? That's going to be here. And they're going to be good. So the internal togetherness is also with Detroit. You could see that. They wasn't pointing fingers at each other. They bound together. That's a credit to Bickerstaff. That's a credit to his organization. That's a credit to Cade Cunningham and their team. They was together. You see how Cade Cunningham pushed players away when they was getting in trouble, jumping. Yesterday he jumped over there on in Hardaway. I mean, he wasn't jumping in his face, but he was encouraging him in a very strong way. I don't know if you noticed that. That's a leader right there. Okay, so they'll be here. And that's what Kat said. They're going to be here for a lot of years giving us problems. He knows that. This team was the perfect team, though, for the Knicks to get ready for this Boston Celtics. A tough team, a tough series, make you know this is for real, and teams are coming for blood, so you got to come for blood. The good thing, though, about this coming series is that the Knicks will be underdogs. That's actually perfect. We want that. We like that. They're not expected to win this series. This is good. Yeah, this is real good. I think, Raw Hebrew thinks, and I think I've said this before, I think we match up pretty well against the Celtics, especially with MitchRob here at full strength. I think we match up pretty well against them. You know, that MitchRob addition makes a huge difference because Celtics got KP and they got, of course, ageless Al Horford, ageless Al. This boy could play till he's 100 years old. He just seems like he's always in the midst of it. You know, he's always in the sauce. So he's there, and then of course they done turned some also rans into some solid NBA players. One of them is the dude that used to play for the Knicks, and he's become he had a nice jump shot when he was with the Knicks, but he really, Luke Cornett, he's become a solid pro. And of course, they got the 6th man of the year, Peyton Pritchard. Sam Hauser, another also ran, they turned into something. So they got a nice team. There's no doubt about it. But so do we. We got to give them their respect. They're the defending champions. So we are playing the role of the Detroit Pistons in this series, in that we coming for blood. We coming to take what they have, okay, and we have to, and so it starts in TD, what is it called? TD Garden. It used to be Boston Garden. TD Garden. It starts on the parquet floor on Monday night. Better believe we coming. Better believe the Knicks gonna be ready. Better believe Thibodeau gonna have them prepared. It's gonna be a series. Now, I give the Celtics a 55% chance of winning the series. Got to be honest about it. But 55-45, which means what? Bounce of the ball either way. This series could go either way. Okay? So we fighting for our Knicks. Jalen Brunson, I don't care about Tatum. I don't care about Brown. I don't care about KP. Jalen Brunson is the best player in this series. Don't come in my room saying otherwise, or you're going to get got. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy this win. We move on to the matchup that we knew was coming, right? We knew we was going to have to face Boston. Here it is. Let's get this dub, man. Shalom.